Okay. So I don't see you, Laura. Where are you? Ah, yes. So hi everyone. Welcome for this session. So I want to honor the presence of our guest tonight that showed up for this empathic experience. I named Laura. Thanks for reaching out. Yeah, so we'll see what's going to unfold. I'm going to share a bit briefly where I come from in the psychotherapy field, and then hopefully we will have some debrief session at the end after having cared for what's going to happen. And yeah, and so it's also stepping into a place of the unknown, because each time it's a new encounter and it's a partnership with life. So yes, so we'll see. All right, we're gonna do just afterwards, Laura, just to be clear, a short settling session together, just to connect and sense how both of us are in the moment. And after we start, so just briefly, so in the field of psychotherapy, I was trained like many years ago, and I chose not to practice it. I was a bit young at that time, and I was doing something else in my life. And when I met the nonviolent communication, there was really a strong net between the psychotherapeutic field I've learned, the practice of sitting meditation I was doing, and it was clicking together. And then it was a aha moment for me when I say, okay, I cannot just hide anymore. I can really provide something that I have a sense it's valuable. And so that's it. And I practice like basically since more than 11 years right now as my main activity. And yeah, among the nonviolent communication workshops. So so that's it for it. And I might use different proposal until, I don't know, we'll see what's going to happen. And maybe we'll see. Maybe some role play, if it's meaningful, maybe it will be self-empathic inner process regarding what you're going to bring, Laura. And for sure, there will be some reformulation, like I shared actually in the workshop this afternoon. There will be a lot, and this possibility of reformulation is both for you, Laura, and basically the person who is receiving support to hear herself or himself, and me also to really sense if I get you correctly. So, and the third benefit of it is like it's slowing down the process. And the experience I have is that the movement of how can I call it? Maybe transformation. But I would say it's like transformation in the sense that something is welcomed. So something was already there and it's just welcomed. So it's not something that becomes something else. It's more the capacity to sit with it is happening. Yes. Okay. And so it requires to slow down. That's it for me. I won't add more. And I mean, it's a bit ambitious also to show the process. So let's see if magic appear. And do I need to add something? Yeah, last year I was doing a session. The session I was doing, it was linking psychotherapy and nonviolent communication together. I guess you will find out on the IWI website also. And there was no practical session of accompaniment. Okay. I stopped talking. Laura, so here we go. What I suggest is we're going to do a short dyad together, just to land in the moment. You're familiar with dyading now at the end of the week?
Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, I'd say like just 2 minutes per person. And I like also to use dyad to really land together in the sense of connection and relationship, and also using it as a way to express whatever is there, tension, fear, contraction, stress, whatever, to make room for it so that it creates more space for caring for something else. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got any preference to start first to share? And I will ask you the basic question of what's alive in you. And if, yeah, either I start, either you start. No.
Maybe if you start, then I'll feel a bit more relaxed about what I'm
Cool.
supposed to say.
Yeah, thanks for caring for what you want. Okay, so I let you ask me the questions, which is tell me what's alive in you. I set a timer and I go for it, and I'm ready to receive the question. Thank you.
Oh, hi, Pierre. Tell me what is alive for you.
So, if I land in my body right now, I feel some kind of tension in my arms. So it's good also to feel it. Feel a bit cold. I feel also tension in my shoulder, and something is also relaxed because I really took care for my resources after the workshop of this afternoon and take time to sit, calm down, to care for quality of presence. So I hope he will do the job. And I'm curious. We had already some email exchange, and I feel already some closeness also with, I don't know, who you are. So curious also what's going to happen. And I feel very happy also because for me, empathy is a living experience and it's not just talking about it. And I like that this moment is happening. So that's nice. I check if there is something else in my system within the 30 seconds left. And I guess, no, I guess that's fine. Yeah, just, yes. If you see me, I have a notebook, so I take notes. So if I'm looking down, it's not I'm watching my phone. Okay. Um, Thank you. I have said. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
You tell me when you're ready, Laura, and I ask you the question.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. So tell us what is alive in you right now.
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling a bit of tightness in my lower back and maybe my hips as well. A bit of nervousness maybe in my stomach. Maybe a little bit of preemptive embarrassment in case I say something that I feel embarrassed about sharing publicly, but also really curious and excited to see if something can shift. And I've been really inspired by what I've heard so far from this the yeah, the combination of Buddhism and psychotherapy and NVC, which are all things that I've been really passionate about and learning a lot about lately. So in my healing journey. So yeah, trying to pull it all together. And I thought, oh, this is so cool. I didn't want to miss out. So yeah, here I am giving it a try. So I'm really excited for it. And yeah, maybe I'll go with that feeling and lose the nervousness and just be really excited to face into it and yeah, see what it's gonna show me. I think yeah. Is there anything left in me? I might be a bit thirsty, so I'll drink some tea. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I have. Yeah, thank
All right. Your last word?
you. Gratitude.
Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, thanks, Laura. for the expression. I stopped the timer then. All right, so let's dive together. So you have already told me a bit, I mean, on the written form. Yeah, but let's start from scratch. It's the first time we met. So yeah, tell us what's the things you want to focus on and you want to meet in this space together.
Yeah, thanks. So, yeah, I've been feeling really stuck. And it's kind of like an overwhelmed feeling of what am I supposed to do? And I feel like I got myself into a situation that's too difficult to figure out, just for my kind of brain and the way I think. I feel like my brain wants to be more primitive and just like on a spiritual level. And I find all of the international paperwork and all of the, confusing things scary. And so, yeah, so I ended up over here in England from the United States, married to somebody who's French, and it's just been a lot of intercultural learning and shutting down and then kind of retreating into myself and then realizing that I don't feel alive anymore. And so I'm hoping to come back alive and do something with um, my passion and purpose and energy. And yet I feel a bit um, trapped because I have a child and I have been the main caretaker and didn't want to pursue like a serious career. So I studied massage so that I could have a side kind of career, which wasn't like as intense as trying to hold a job, which would be overwhelming for me with the child. So yeah, I guess that's my story, more or
Okay.
less.
Yeah. Okay. So already when you express this, what's alive in you? Where are you?
At the moment, it feels a bit factual what I said. I think there's worry and nervousness behind a lot of it. And I hadn't realized, until more recent. I mean, I realized that I've had a lot of grief coming up at different times, because I feel like I've missed out on like some of the best parts of life, which I can see like when I'm connected with that kind of NVC consciousness, I can see that I'm lacking the connection that I so deeply long for. And yet I don't know how to bridge that with somebody who kind of is anti-NVC. And and I can, meet those needs with other NVC people, but it just feels like when I'm yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
For just to have a sense of orientation in terms of chronology. So um, it's been how long since you have left US to come in UK?
A little over 10 years now.
All right, 10 years. And so you're married since then, so 10 years.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so what I hear so far is there's this traveling movement that is also requires some adaptation on your side. Am I right?
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, and the intercultural that you're talking about is also the fact that your husband is French.
Mm.
It has to do with UK also, or just
Yeah, I live in the UK, so we're both yeah, kind of in a no man's land. Yeah.
okay. Um, yeah, and so there's this feeling of stuckness.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's the longing for being more alive and follow your passion.
Mhm.
Okay, and there's also the
Oh,
Mas que släppa den ner.
I'll let you care about that, correct? Yeah.
Oh.
I guess somebody has his microphone on. Would be nice to mute it. Yeah. Okay. So you were sharing some more stuff on the email we have exchanged. Is it okay for you if I share a bit more, Laura?
Mhm.
So yeah, so you were struggling between the concern around sticking to this relationship, which is somehow yeah, I mean there's some tension in your relationship and among yeah, so this either sticking to this relationship or either going your way.
Mm.
Yeah. And it triggers your need for safety.
Mm.
Yeah. How it is just that just hearing this, and where are you with that?
Yeah, I feel sadness because I realize how deeply I loved having a community when I felt like I was part of a community. And here in the UK, like I have friends, but I don't have a sense of community or purpose. And uh, yeah, and then with the situation, yeah, so things are going to change because yeah, he lost his job and now I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, should I work? Should, if he gets a job, his salary, his income is better than mine. Like, should I stay in the relationship? Should I try to live my own life? But then I have a child that we're going to have to share, and my idea of living a life would be very different to his idea of, yeah. And yeah, so
How old is your child?
my child is 10.
All right. Okay. Yes. So
They're getting older, but yeah, no longer like needing constant attention, but still young enough that, yeah,
yeah.
a few more years.
So what you share is that you feel the sadness, and the sadness is in relationship with the lack of community.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm curious because you named this, and yeah, in connection with when I was sharing this struggle with your relationship with your husband, and either staying, either going your way, and so it's awakening this community need, which so I'm sensing that. I mean, am I correct when yeah, I'm sensing your your need for community is also met in your relationship with your husband then. Is that
Yeah, it wasn't ever really met. I think that's the trouble. I didn't realize that it was a need. I didn't even have this language of feelings and needs back then. So I feel like I've kind of woken up to something new that isn't a language that I can share with him. So there's not, I mean, there was a sense of
okay?
somewhat being, yeah. So there was like some sense of safety, but not emotional safety, and some sense of like, having, some material, yeah, safety, but then not being able to do what
Mhm.
I wanted because I didn't have the job or the income that he did. So
Okay.
limited and
Yeah. So your child, he he was born then in UK, or then when?
yeah, he's tri-national now.
Okay. You shared also something by email, and you were saying that um, the relationship you have with your husband somehow has some kind of there's some kind of link also with the relationship you had with your mother.
Yes, yeah.
Is it fine for you to say some word about it?
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. So I had a really challenging relationship with my mother growing up, and I realized that like kind of that black sheep of the family, and I did everything that I could to try to be, you know, recognized and better than my little sister. And so like, yeah, it's quite tragic that like I, tried to be a really good student and I, um, was always like kind of praised for being, well behaved and all of these other kind of maybe, yeah, superficial things. And And then like I just never felt like my mom liked me and that like, because I would react. And I think that was due to like some, neurological things like ADHD and possibly autism. So she didn't like that I would react when she would say things that would hurt my feelings and, I would respond back. Whereas I don't think she did that so much to my little sister, maybe because she saw me as being mean to her in order
Mhm.
to try to get or jealous of her or whatever it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure I get this right. So there was something where you wanted to meet expectation. Am I right? Or yeah.
I think so. I wanted approval. I
Okay.
wanted safety, emotional safety, which I didn't get.
Okay. And so why you sense that there's a link between this relationship
Yeah,
with your
it's because it's very similar in the quality. I feel attacked. Like I have this feeling of being, you know, um, made to feel small and that I need to be smaller than, or that I need to um, or that I'm wrong, that my feelings are too much, or that I'm I feel criticized. Like so these are all like not feelings, the not feelings, but this is how it feels like. So I'm just saying how, yeah, the not feeling things that
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're stating is that there is this sometimes I hear myself double. Yeah, so there is this similarity in having a sense of um, being attacked and uh, yeah, and that actually there's some reactivity in you, some reaction with some kind of intensity.
Yeah, because that I realize that there's still there's still some beliefs in me that like there's some part of me that believes what they're saying about me, which I'm starting to learn is really about them, maybe, but I
Mhm.
always thought it was about me being
Yeah.
not a good person.
Okay. Just having painted already this landscape, and thank you for sharing your intimacy. Where are you now? How you feel right now? What's alive in you?
Hmm. Maybe just
It's okay for you to share.
uh, yeah, I guess it's maybe just a little bit of worry that I'm painting them in a bad light when yet I've been put in a bad position because of their behaviors, and I have felt like such horrible feelings inside of me that I don't, yeah. So maybe there's a part of me that feels a bit conflicted about sharing this publicly, and yet at the same time, hopefully it wouldn't get back to them anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, okay. But okay, so but then with the statement you made before, what you share right now has a lot more to do with you than them.
Right.
So you might relax.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's just yeah, no injunction here.
Mm.
Okay. Um, all right. So yeah, so there's this relationship with your mother where there was this longing to meet her expectation, and
Hmm.
why actually, why there's this movement of wanting to
Hmm.
yeah to meet her expectation.
So that I could feel loved and so that I could feel emotionally safe, that like she would care about me and care about how I felt about things. And I
Mm.
realized that even still, if I tell her my feelings, it's kind of all about how that affects her and not anything about me. And it feels the same way if I say something about my feelings to my husband, it becomes about him and not any connection to me and wanting to make sure that I feel okay. It's
Okay.
all about how inconvenient my feelings are to him.
Yeah, so if I reformulate that, I get you clear is that you had a sense that in terms of your expression, your authentic expression,
Yeah.
there was something that was that actually was activating
Mm.
reaction in them,
Hmm.
and that it was pointing them directly. And in this process, then you had a sense of not being received.
Hmm.
And even on the contrary, that there was even something then, you know, triggering their own feelings.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah. So that could be my jackals speaking to their jackals, and it could be just that simple. And yet it felt so horrible and still does sometimes feel so horrible because there's a huge rejection from my mother still. And yeah.
okay. Um, all right. So, okay. Um, Now I'm sensing with already what you shared,
Mm.
maybe to make an offer. Give me just some second to sense if it's appropriate. Yeah, okay. So at least what you shared in is that there's this sense of rejection from your mother. All right. So, okay. So just give me some time to sense what I can propose you right now to dive into this, to make room for that. There are for you a inner process. Either we go for some. I mean, if you're fine with it, yeah, we can go for some role playing actually. And so my suggestion is role playing with directly your mother, which I
Mhm.
would take the role about
Mhm.
how you feel with that. Is it okay? Is it comfortable?
Sure.
And what did you say?
Yes, yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Okay. And what arises in you with this proposal? What you feel already?
Hmm. Maybe a worry that I won't tell you exactly the words to say, or that she would say, or that it won't get conveyed in the way that will explain it to everybody else.
Okay. Okay. So your concern is about that everybody can get the point.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So interesting. And so there's only one way to see.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting. So your concern is about others. It's not about you, actually.
This is the trouble. Yeah, I'm not very good about considering my own self in a lot of things
Yeah, for now.
for now. Yeah.
Yeah. There's hope for evolution then.
Oh.
Okay, so I just have a small ritual before taking a role. I just take the turn of the chair. I
Mhm.
step into the role of your mother. Can you give me just her name?
Oh, her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if it's fine for you.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name is Joyce.
Joyce.
Joyce. Joyce, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just to have a sense of, yeah, what's her age right now?
What's
Say
the age?
yes.
Uh, oh, sorry, I don't. Her age. Oh, her age. Is about. Gosh, she's maybe 28 years. So probably six, 70, 73, 4, 73 or 4,
Okay.
73.
Okay. Give me a sense of orientation. Okay. So I go for it, and then we directly enter in contact together. And since if I had something to add, it's just it's not typical role play that you can have like in constellation or stuff like this. It's very nonviolent communication based. So yeah, I will have a small introduction, and you will see, and you will dive in, hopefully. Okay, so I go for my little ritual, and then we enter in contact together. Okay for you?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, all right. So I take time to sense how it is to be in the skin of Joyce, and just taking time to sense it in my body, and yeah, where I am with that. Just for clarity, so you've got some brother and sister.
Just one sister.
Okay, one sister. Younger, older?
Younger.
Okay. Okay. And her name is
Oh, her name is Beth.
Beth.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so Laura, yeah, I hear you like to share something with me. I invite you to express whatever you have in your heart. Either it's something you have never told me, or either it's something I have never heard on my side. And I just want to express that I have some capacity in the moment that I'm not really able to embody normally. It's like I will be really able to welcome your expression fully. And so, yeah, I invite you to feel safe to express anything that you want to share with me right now. So, what you have in your heart that you want to tell me, in whatever forms it's coming. Mm,
I wish you could really hear me the way that you're speaking to me now,
mm, okay.
because, yeah,
So what you're sharing with me already is that you would like, I would be able, as your mother, to really receive you fully and empathically. That's right.
yeah,
Yeah. And so that it's already touching you deeply right now. Okay. Okay. I just sense that you can take time to welcome that already. It's okay for you. And you can name
yeah. I
what's,
feel like this, just a grief
mm,
that I didn't have like a safe, loving mother, that I had kind of a stone wall, mm, pull yourself together kind of mother that really
mm.
hurt my heart.
Okay. So what you're expressing to us right now, and it's more Pierre talking, it's that you are already in contact with a deep grief.
Yeah,
Um, yes, like this longing to have um, a mother enabled to welcome you as you are.
yeah.
Okay, already just sitting with that, it's fine for you. Um, is there some? something there's more. Can you share with us what's your experience in your body level? It's like in terms of breathing and a sense of more air or something like that.
Mm. Yeah, I felt like my body tense up and kind of brace for things, but then when you spoke to me in a kind way,
Yeah.
I kind of it went a bit like almost numb in a
Okay.
way.
I'm making myself a bit clearer.
Okay,
In the moment, Laura,
right
what you
now.
feel right now, what you feel in your body, in your system.
Yeah, I feel myself kind of um releasing. Like I feel like there's tears coming out of my eyes. Like it feels like my leg muscles have gone a bit like floppy, like I don't know, not no longer
Mm.
tensed. And my breathing is like it's not really deep, but it's not shallow either. Yeah.
Okay. So already right now, I invite you, if you resonate with that, just take time to make room for this change, this body level change, just
Mhm.
to tame it and to relax in it and to make it yours, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, yeah, sometimes there is some movement of change in the body, and the idea is to make room for them. It's like because there is this possibility to meet what we long for, you know. And I have a sense when you're there, you're at home,
Mhm.
you're with yourself. So I sense it's good to be there to receive the gift.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I'm in my body, when I'm in that sense, I'm at home, as in like home inside of myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And yes. And just feeling received, it brings you home, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
Mm. Okay, so I suggest we carry on with the role play as much as you can. You can talk to me in like Joyce, really addressing your expression directly. But maybe if it's not too I mean, if it's uncomfortable, you can keep on what you are doing. But I really invite you to, yes, as much as possible, talk directly to me. So I'm gonna reformulate already, being Joyce
Okay.
and what you shared with me. So what you want me to hear as Joyce is how much you want me to measure the pain you feel and how much you would have liked me to fully, yeah, being able to receive you in your full expression, actually, authentically. Is that so?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that is important for you to name and that you'd like me to take in?
I guess I can just feel her shame and guilt. I think that's what I felt when I last spoke to her, that like, I told her that I was having trouble in my relationship and she turned it around and said, "You've always been this way. You're always like, like you could never get your life together. What do you expect me to do?" Kind of that
Hmm.
sort of very unsupportive. Sorry, I'm storytelling.
Yeah. Just say it to me.
Okay.
To me.
All
Yes.
right. When you told me that, that like it really hurt my feelings when you turned things around and told me that, I've always been a certain way and that your story must be accurate because you've made it up and everybody else believes you. And I feel like unheard and unseen. And when you said that you never knew who I was, I felt so sad for myself because I was only just trying to be who you wanted me to be.
Hmm.
And you think that I'm being, and that
Hmm.
somehow there's something wrong with me for not being a certain somebody that you can pinpoint and then pick on and say all the things that are wrong with me when I was just trying to be who you wanted me to be because I was performing for you and you didn't enjoy it. And then I
Mm,
felt like I couldn't be who I am around anybody, including
mm.
myself, until I just gave up and realized life could be happy. And then I felt really sad that I'm not happy because other people are happy.
Okay. Yeah. Um, all right. Thanks for your expression.
Sorry.
No
Yeah.
problem. Already just really to slow down. How you feel right now saying this?
I feel a bit silly in a way, but it's bringing up emotions. So like, yeah, I mean, it's not exactly what I would say to her because I can't really speak to her.
Okay,
Like
okay, okay,
she,
okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to
Okay.
sense just where you are like after
Yeah.
the expression. So as Joyce, I'm going to reformulate if it's fine for you. So what you want me to fully hear and fully care about is how when I was actually pinpointing you that there was something wrong with you and that I was never able to really connect to who you really were,
Hmm.
and that it was hyper hurtful for you, and especially in the fact that you were trying as much as you can to really make me love you actually, and so it was unbearable kind of to hear what I was framing, because you really had a need for huge consideration and also being seen in how much effort you were putting into action. Is that so?
Yeah. Yeah. And I also recognize that because I didn't get the validation I was looking for, I also had negative behaviors of storming around and slamming doors or being angry. And I guess that was scary because there was still no connection and I gave up on ever getting connection and just got
Mm.
angry instead
Yeah,
of sad.
yeah. Okay, yes. Um, you were saying something. So I hear the last part around there was even it was bringing so much pain in you that uh, you were drowning into reactivity and
Mm,
anger actually,
mm,
and so it was even putting you further from yourself.
mm.
Yes.
Yeah, further from myself, yeah, and from her. Yeah, but yeah, definitely that's interesting to see it as further from myself too.
Yeah. Uh, you were saying something just before, and I'm sorry, I don't fully remember the whole picture, but you were saying something around including yourself. You got like you got far from um others and also yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, how you feel just now? Where are you now?
Hmm. Yeah, I guess I feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more understood, a bit less worried about what other people are thinking,
Celebration.
a bit more
Okay.
involved in my own story and in this interaction that I'm having with you. Yeah.
What was the beginning of the sentence?
Oh, maybe I feel more involved in the interaction I'm having with you and less
Oh,
like that it's a performance and that I'm supposed to do certain things. So it feels like there's more of a communication happening that isn't a performance.
okay. And regarding what you shared just before, I sense it's then hyper meaningful. So yes, there's a sense of connection,
Yes.
and there's nothing to perform. Uh, at
Yeah.
least it's less about performing.
Yeah.
And you use the exact same word that you had a sense to perform
Yeah.
with me as Joyce or with your mother. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. and how it feels.
It feels relieving to be heard, to
Uh,
be, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, okay. I sense already something from where you are, Laura. Um, to be heard, then something is relieving inside yourself. Maybe something around you get closer to yourself actually.
Yeah.
And when you are already in this movement, in this beingness where you are, and then you invite in your landscape, so the relationship with your husband, the situation you are in. What's the color now? What's the picture now? Something is, popping up like some.
Mm. Yeah, it's kind of like it feels very still like I will never, I can never know what mood he will be in and whether he'll be receptive to hearing me or if I'm going to say something that sets him off into jackal
Okay.
mode.
Yeah. Okay. I reformulate my invitation.
Okay.
It's fine for you.
All right.
No problem. We are, it's hard work here. It's like jewelry.
Okay.
It's refining every time. So, um, my invitation is that I have a sense you are in a space of more resources. You are in a
Mm,
space with you can land somewhere inside yourself.
yeah.
And so when you are in relationship with this quality in
Mm-hmm.
you, this
Mm-hmm.
quality of intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
then my question and my invitation is when you are close to this intimacy in you,
Mm-hmm.
how you relate with your life. What's different? Is there anything you would do differently that is the prolongation of this quality of intimacy you are in contact with right now?
You know what? I just came from a different call and it's like all of these calls are so inspiring and I feel like there's this aliveness in me that wants to pursue the things that light me up, which is like something along the lines of NVC and mediation and reconciliation and helping people to make peace instead of make enemies. And yeah, so something along those lines of like, I start feeling like maybe I could find a purpose for my life that that could be independent from my husband, from my mother, and it could give me a sense of like agency and interdependence, but more like independence at the moment because I need to, yeah, I feel terrified of independence, and yet it feels like I've been dependent because I couldn't support myself financially while having a child and having no community to help support me with that.
Yeah, okay. Um, all right.
Yeah, sorry if that's too many factors.
No, 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 no. It's okay. No, no problem. I sense that, yeah, you are then activated on a strategy level. There's something that
Mm,
wants to figure out on a strategy level,
mm,
how to care for your need for safety. And there is
yeah.
this lightening up of enthusiasm or something that nourishes you, and then it's pointing in direction where actually you sense there is some thriving
Mm,
possibilities there. Um, okay, which is and gives you hope. There's a sense of hope and meaning.
yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
meaning and purpose. Okay, which then is like the white rabbit to follow. There's something that you can hack the matrix there. Yeah.
Oh, I can hack a matrix.
Yeah, it's just a sense that there's a thread that, is like joy is the way. kind of, you know.
I want more joy. This is the thing. How do I make my life happy?
Yeah,
Yeah. Of all this sadness. I'm tired of all the mourning.
yeah, the irony is that your mother's name is Joyce. It's just
I
crazy.
know, hilarious, huh?
I mean, there's something in it. I mean, it's
Her
like,
last name is Sorrows too.
oh, okay. Well, so then you have
So there's a bit of yin and yang.
the old polarity, magnificent. So,
Yeah.
okay. So there's something here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And just give me some second to connect with where you are and where we are. So the first movement is that this huge sense of grief around not having been received the way you would have liked to. And
Mm.
when you experiment a space like the space we were in together to receive this care, consideration, and listening, at the same time, on the contrast level, there is the relationship to grief happening. So you meet some needs and then you realize also all the unmet need along the way. And
Yeah.
also in the grief process, it's also the consequences it has on the way you are dealing with yourself and your life. Am I right?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, that's something like that, I'm with is like I had a sense it has created some kind of distance with yourself in your own relationship. Um,
Mm.
you're frozen? No, you're just yes. Okay,
No.
yes, you were frozen. Um, okay. Um, okay. I are you up for some kind of adventure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So what I would offer right now is like and you see if it resonates for you, Laura. Some kind of inner role play,
Hmm.
inner part.
Mm.
So there's this movement, this part actually that were fitting, trying to fit to your mother expectations,
Hmm.
you know, and and yeah, and I had a sense that um, there's also the mourning of the consequences of that.
Hmm.
Um, okay, but it might be a bit early to dive directly into this. Where you are already with the connection with Joyce, with your mother, is there anything else you want to share that is really important for you to express?
Can't think of anything at the moment. I feel like I've kind of let out a lot of it. I think I just want to tell her that, like, I wish she didn't have so much shame and guilt, and that, like, if that's
Okay,
what's holding her back from connection, I wish she would get some help for that.
okay, okay. So I invite you to switch to talk to me directly, like if I'm Joyce, and say the same thing, but directly to me.
Mom, I really would like to have a healthy connection with you. I feel like there's some things inside of you that get in your way of seeing me as I am. And I'm wondering if maybe some of that could be shame or guilt or worry that you did things wrong or that I think you did things wrong. And that's not something that is important to me anymore. I just would like to have some nice years before I have no more years left with you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take time to say what I've heard, but what you share. So you you sense that there might be some shame in me or guilt
Mm.
about maybe something I've done wrong, and you have a sense that it gets in the way of our connection. And and what you put in the forefront is that what matters to you is our relationship, and you
Mm.
like that there's a space where actually it can happen,
Yeah.
and you want to seize the time left for both of us to be able to do that. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's actually a huge shift for me because I've wanted to say that, but never could figure out how to say that to her. I mean, yeah, I can't say that in that way to her and have her hear what you heard. So
Yeah. So the good point, it's recorded, so you can.
I'll just share this recording with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a strategy. That's a
Yeah,
strategy.
that's probably not a winning strategy, but
Yes. Okay. Are you open to hear, as Joyce, what's alive in me when you say this?
yes, please.
Okay, so I mean, for some reason right now, when you say this to me, I feel I could cry.
Oh,
I feel, I feel really touched. It's like what you share to me is that even though you were experimenting really some rude stuff in relationship with me and the pain unfolding out of it, what prevails inside yourself is that you really long and yearn for connecting together.
yeah, thank you.
And yes, and so for I don't know exactly what reason, but it touches me deeply when you share
Oh,
this.
thank you.
Can you can you express to me, if it's fine for you, what you have heard, what I just shared, if it's fine for you?
To me, it sounded like you understood that I was trying to say that even though we've had bad interactions in the past, I would like to work on the connection and the care and let the other stuff go and for not for, yeah, just let it go and only focus on the connection and not on the past and on the judgments and the and and yeah, letting that shame and guilt of, you know, maybe that you feel I'm putting onto you, but maybe is part of you. Yeah. So, oh, sorry, you didn't say that. I'm making this up, but I'm trying to explain what I think she thinks. And yeah, so I'll stop that. But yeah, I felt like you heard me for the most part, the most
Yeah,
important bits that I was trying to say. Yeah.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. Most of it is what I shared. I also add something, which is I feel touched um, to see your longing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And can you share, if it's fine for you, how you feel when you hear me saying this?
When I hear you say that you feel touched, it made me cry. It made me feel like sad because I wish that that connection could happen. And I'm like still hopeful that it could, but I just don't know how to. Yeah, yeah. Maybe in an email it needs to happen because I don't see her in person very
All right, all
often.
right, all right, all right. Let's slow
Oh,
down.
sorry. I'm going into
Uh,
strategies now.
yeah, exactly. Yes, and
Yeah,
I'm glad you're getting aware of it. So, in the moment, you cry when you hear me this because there's this
moment.
deep longing of something is met in terms of
Mm.
possibility to connect from heart to heart.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, okay. Um, yeah. Where are you now?
Oh, I guess I'm just feeling kind of mushy inside, like, just this longing to be loved and to love other people and not to have these barriers that divide me from connecting. And I realize that a lot of my connection issues are my barriers that I put up to, yeah, and my judgment. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take time to
Yeah.
wait. I haven't finished speaking. We're gonna take time to care for what you just share because I have a sense it's a huge thing.
Yeah.
So um what you say, it's okay, I reformulate for you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so what you say is now where you are, you realize something,
Mhm.
and actually that is in you, in and the consequence it has in the way it has on the radiance it has on your relationship, the way you relate, is that it's the barriers that that are that you put actually.
Mhm.
And okay, I like that very much.
Mm.
Pierre talking, to be clear. Uh, and why? Because as one key element of nonviolence
Mm.
is when we are at home, when we can relate with something in us that we, and when it's in us, it's the place where we have the most power to work on,
Mhm.
and it's
True.
the path for this movement of independency, you know. So okay, you have this realization. Um, okay, and why? Why you realize that?
Yeah. Why did I realize that? I think I realized that because I could feel it. I could feel the separation, the stories that I've built up as a defense against her just kind of blow away and no longer matter. Like that doesn't matter anymore, that those stories aren't important because what I'm going for is the connection and yeah, that all the time and energy I spent in creating the stories and maintaining them could just be used
Mm,
to connect, to care.
mm. Thank you for that. Mm. Yeah, thank you, Laura. I mean, I'm shivering when I hear your expression. Um, yes, because it's also a collective work, you're naming right now. Okay, so yeah, beautiful. I mean, it's really
Thank
awesome.
you.
You're just also naming a lot of things that I was theoretically sharing from yesterday evening on. And so this energy now, you are in relationship with the fact that you can use it for supporting connection. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and as you breathe right now, I sense a
Sorry, I'm
fluid
just
relief.
realizing my breath needs a bit of catching up. All the, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Thank
Okay, so we make a pause and you can breathe freely.
Yeah, maybe blow my nose.
Yes, okay, do that. Yeah,
Okay.
care for the body.
Yeah, I'll mute.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hear you, but your microphone is muted. How it's possible?
Oh, I'm no longer muted, I don't think.
Okay, yes. Um, okay. All right. Um, I mean, I have a sense, I like also to care for the integration on the body level,
Mm.
because when you reshape this inner world, those inner worlds, and it's also stuff that as you are connecting to are there for so long.
Hmm.
So this possibility to digest, actually, to integrate and to
Hmm.
not doing too much. Um, how you feel with that statement?
With a statement that you just made?
Yeah, just this need for, the sense of integration and
Okay, yeah, it sounds like, yeah, something that needs to happen, that the body needs to catch up with the mind. Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Okay, so I sense we are gonna go to a rounding of the moment we spend together in this space of going in and just check, uh, to have a sense of full transition. Um, so you, yeah, and after we will go back in the big group, Laura.
Hmm.
Yeah, so there's this, um, okay, to go into now you might, okay, I say it that way, but now you're allowed to go into strategy. It's like
Mm.
to put this connection, the self-connection, the self-awareness that you meet right now into the material field, into action. What is there something now that unfolds that with the consciousness where you are right now that, creatively you sense, okay, I could do that. Could I could spontaneously, is there anything that comes up in your mind in
Yeah, I
relationship
mean,
with your situation, your husband, your mother, whatever, with life in general?
yeah, I think it really directs me
To put
to
it
do
into
that.
to put it
Yeah.
into NVC form, is there any request you have for yourself right now?
I have a request to myself to maintain this state of openness and awareness and attention to connection and to the body sensation of how it feels to be in connection with others versus how it feels to be creating barriers and resentments. And I want to stay in that state of connection. And um, and that's probably the only way through this sticky situation for me is through connection and and trying to communicate my care and my desire for other people to be okay. And um, and then
So when you
also,
say to communicate your care and other people, can you be specific which people you're
so yeah, like to my husband and to
okay.
my mother, like the trickiest people at the moment for me. That, that I want to prioritize whatever connection there is, even though it can't be, maybe it can't be super intimate, but at least have it be based on connection rather than all the other stories and stuff
Mhm.
that
Okay.
that I want to be in a deeper place in myself when I interact with them.
Okay. Okay. And so I'm making myself the devil advocate right now, okay? And what if you fail?
Then I walk away and I find my tribe that can support me to be myself, maybe. I don't know. I think that's like
Supports you to what?
to be myself, like to
Okay.
to to find myself. Like so I say, okay, well this isn't working now. I need to meet my needs for safety and connection. And when, if you feel ready to reconnect at another time, we can discuss things more. But now I need to take care of myself. Yeah.
All right. And how it is for you to have to make this statement? How you feel right now when you express it?
I guess I feel less scared. And I feel like Yeah, I'm walking away with more dignity and less, um, kind of like indignance, like less like, well, fine, if you want to treat me that way, I'm leaving, and more, I'm really sorry that we can't connect in a way that feels safe for both of us. I think we need space. I'm willing to like do something different now to get that space and to, yeah, allow for myself to heal. And if you'd like to heal, that would be great, because then maybe we could do better at raising our child. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's this breathing relief at the end. And what
Yeah.
happens?
I think I'm just like feeling really like almost like a puddle. Like my shoulders have just sunk down. Like I think like I was sitting up like this and now I'm kind of
Okay.
lowering myself down. Like I just don't feel like there's much to hold up anymore.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So what you mean is that when you move from this self-connection and this self-care and this
Mm.
space of being resourced and you try to enact out of this self-connection in relationship with what you call the trickiest relationship that like your husband that it has some impact on your expansion. Is that so?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been
Uh,
making me feel very contracted and afraid to make any moves or choices because I,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
At first you said you feel less scared. I was celebrating because I had a sense also what we were sharing by email is that there is this sense of fear that you want
Mm,
to be able to find another way to interact. And so I was
mm.
celebrating that, but what you share is that the energy is so strong that actually it's challenging your capacity to stay connected to yourself. Is that so?
Yeah, yeah. Well, to be honest, I don't think I was ever really connected to myself, and that's how I've ended up in this situation. And like feeling this connection to myself is almost a new feeling.
All right.
Right
So
now is kind of a new feeling to be like, oh, so that's how it feels to be connected to myself. Because I don't really think about myself. Like I've always kind of felt like I was in relation to others. Yeah, somehow. Yeah.
okay, okay, same thing, big thing, what you expressed right now. So
Okay.
there's this sensation. If you put words on the fact that you had a sense we were never connected to yourself.
Mm,
Um, my guess is that it's because you start to sense what it is to be connected with yourself. Is that
mm.
so? There's
Yeah, I mean, not that I never felt it, but more that I just am feeling it in a new way right now
yeah.
with with your help, maybe, but also for myself.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So it's like there's a taste. There's a new taste
A
coming up.
taste. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and your um, I don't know how to express it, but so yeah, what I hear is that there's celebration of this new taste, this connection
Mm,
to yourself, and also on the realistic level, how challenging it is to to keep this space alive. It's like
mm,
some seeds that are
hmm
there that needs to be taken care of. And what you shared is like in terms of strategy to be able to build your own tribe, your own support system
hmm
to stay connected so that those seeds they can grow and trying the connection and also if something is not fully responding then really having a sense of caring for your own space and so navigating through those different movement. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So navigating through an environment to look after myself and my growth. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing this, Laura. Thanks for the bravery of showing up. We are.
So much, Pierre. Yeah, it's been so hugely beneficial already. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Um, and uh, and the thing at the end is like, yeah, I wish that you find your own way uh to carry on, growing actually these things that you're tasting right now, and yeah, and then there will be challenges popping up that you will have to deal with, this reactivity that will somehow show itself. It's like it's like it's to quote Marshall Rosenberg, I get this quote from Corey actually. It takes in this proposal of nonviolent communication, we change also the habit of a lifetime, and being kind to oneself, yes, because because it's it's like a big boat. When you start to turn the wheel, there is a delay between the moment of you actually turn the wheel and the moment where the direction is taken. And so and it's part of the grief process also. It's like takes time, yes. Um, at some point, but maybe also there's some grace that can happen. Not, Okay, I stop talking. Thank you. How you feel right now? You are settled down, and how it is for you to come back in the big group? And yes,
I feel calm. It'd be nice to be part of the group. Yeah, thank you.
okay, yes, okay, cool. Thank you, Laura. So yes, Corey, you were posting the training I will offer. Okay, so let's go in the big group, and we see with everybody what's going to unfold. Just I do my turn to give the role of your mother that I took back. And yes, and then I'm fully there with you. So, okay, so I leave the role of Joyce and I give Joyce to Joyce. I become Pierre again, just shake a bit. Okay, and I wish to Joyce a good life. All right, so here we are. Okay, so let's open a space for together connection, and maybe are you open? Yes. Okay. So let's go together, and we gonna kind of take the nuggets of the sharing you made, Laura, in what you were bringing, and let's carry on the journey together. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Claudia. So, do you want to receive any feedback from somebody of the group?
Yeah, sure. I'm open to feedback.
Okay. If possible, in terms of feedback, and for those who are not familiar with NVC feedback, is really like you don't talk about the other too much. You just really talk about how you feel with what you were experimenting in this moment, and what it was touching you actually on your feelings and needs level. Could be an exercise, how you feel with what you were experimenting, and what was the need that were touched, and we can support you also to go in that direction if anybody wants to share. Yes, and express something to Laura. And if not, we can also go for some practical debrief. Everything is fine. So I see a lot of muted microphone and non-picture. Does everybody is on Netflix right now? I'm already sleeping. He was. Oh, good. I see. Veronica popping up and Carl. Um, so I saw, yeah, Claudia, I don't know if you're there still, or if you have left. Yes. Are you up for giving a feedback, or are you were so you were celebrating something? And I'm just curious, like, what's how you feel with this experience, and
I'm going to close the door.
all right, you already have a need for some intimacy and privacy, I sense.
Yes. So what I feel is a lot of tenderness. I feel really tenderness, a need to express love, to hug. Yes.
To express love. Okay, I get you. Yes.
Love. To
Ah.
hug, like I wrote. So I don't have children, and I mourn the fact that I never had them. But now I feel like a big, big mama. I don't know. So I feel.
Oh, that's something actually. It seems Laura, you have found there's a potential loving mother hugging right now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also something I mean interesting because in Western countries we have this nuclear family. So in terms of strategy as a child, our need for love is so depending on the parents, you know. Whereas, you know, in some tribe, you know, there's less this nuclear family thing. And so yeah, it's like in this tribe there is, you know, a loving mother for you, Laura, and it's Claudia now. So that's cool. Thanks for sharing. um how it lands in you, Laura, when you hear the expression of Claudia.
Oh, yeah, it feels really warm and yeah, just really I'm so grateful for Claudia and also everybody else who's like sent me support and kindness and almost feels like, kind of constellations work where like somebody, yeah, maybe she could be the mother that I always wanted or like, maybe forum theater type thing, maybe where you rewrite the story. Somebody she can step in and be the mother I always needed. That'd be nice. Thank you.
That's yeah, it could be something like online constellation.
Yeah.
It's a new lab.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, so okay, and how you feel in terms of feelings and needs, just
Yeah, I guess I feel relieved to hear that people could connect or felt yeah, were appreciative of my being
okay.
vulnerable and yeah,
Uh,
so that
and what's the need met then?
needs met for safety and
Hmm.
care and um, maybe even appreciation or something like that.
And I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean anything to you, appreciation.
Yeah, not a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it does. It does. Like approval would mean a whole lot, but yeah. So, but I'm trying not to want that anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, so it's like, I mean, I'm teasing because I have heard that appreciation, it means something to you, especially
Mhm.
in the story you were sharing with us. And yeah, maybe some healing happening already, you know.
Yeah. Thank you.
And just by hearing the sharing of Claudia. Um, yeah, okay, thanks. So you see, just basically what I was insisting on right now is practicing the process offered by Marshall Rosenberg. God bless him. Um, because when we dwell into our emotional level and then we connect to the need level, the human values, and we manage to interact together. And, you know, I mean, I was mediating the two of you just to share a feedback and to receive a feedback. and to receive it not just with the head, but with the whole body. And what we do when we do this, actually, we are changing also our neural patterns. Right now, it's like somebody, I guess it was this afternoon, he had the picture of inside out. So right now, your neural pattern inside is something, you know, a small bubble in your souvenir now is, I feel appreciated. And it's a treasure box. So, well, it's just to say, yes. Okay. Hey, thank you. It feels exciting. I like it. Okay. Unless there's another feedback for Laura, I would go maybe to some. Is there any kind of question around the process on the practical level? And just to share that, I mean, Corey was sharing those workshops on grief, and I also work individually. So, I mean, if you felt inspired and you want really to carry on and reach out with me, you can anytime. I mean, that's my job, that's my work. So if you somehow have some healing situation you want to work on, I mean, feel free to reach out, because I'm very happy to work in English, even though I'm French. So just to be clear, I might share also my email address, and yeah, anyway. So on the level of technicity around what happened, have you got any kind of question? And I will share also on my side. I mean, you were offering a lot of insight actually in what you went through, Laura. So it's nice also to understand what happened. And so you tell me, Corey, if there is some stuff on the chat. Yes. Okay, curious then. iPad Van Ice. What was it? Why it was healing for you? Because you have a mother as well. If you want to share, it's also very welcome, because like I said to Laura, it's also a collective thing. What do you mean by how can we know? So how can we know we have received enough empathy or self-empathy before moving on in the process? You mean yeah. Okay, so the question is how to know the organicity, something organic in the movement. Is that right? Is that the thing, Enika, you want to is Enika? Yes, okay. That's a good point. So I mean, for those who were there yesterday evening and also during the session with Corey this afternoon, I was putting this emphasis of how mandatory it is to relate with our own body. We need to connect to our body, because the body is the compass. With Corey, we're gonna share this workshop around inner compass to outer connection, and the body is our main home. It's the way we inhabit our body, and we develop this sensitivity. We can feel inside. There is the capacity to feel this organic movement. And so one way is definitely to deepen our self-connection with our body. And in accompaniment, for instance, that's my guide is sensing in my body, you know, where we are and where you are, Laura, and relying on this sensitivity. So that's one way, and it's like really a big way is the body. And so when you have received enough empathy, I mean, we could carry on. Let's be clear, we could carry on this this session. If we meet next week and we again go on this process, there will be some. Let's be clear, there's no magic stick here. It's like a lifetime of experiences that has led you with some consequences. And when crises happen, generally it's because we went in a place where we need to look back from where we started, and we were we've called the title of our workshops was building strong relationship in time of crisis. And it's like this wake-up call, to look back where we are coming from and being able to gather the thread of our life path, and then to be conscious of it, and then to be able to, from this consciousness, reorienting oneself in the direction that fits and is aligned with who we become when we have this consciousness. So so just to be clear, it's like this realistic level. And so one way to know we have received enough empathy is that there's a relief in the body. Like Laura, the breathing was changing, and so making room for that movement of the body also, and slowing down. Sometimes I was thank you, Simone. So I'm curious, we could gather really some nuggets. Okay, Anika, you cannot speak, but so the release,
possible.
Oh yes, sure.
Yes. Hello, Pierre and Laura. Thank you so much.
Magda.
Yes, thank you so much. I have one question, because in one moment you wanted to offer, to invite Laura to go into a role play of internal voices, but then, maybe it's too early.
Yes.
And I'm curious about this moment, like what happened, why in the end you decided that it was too early, when would you go back to this idea, what would need to happen?
So we're entering into deep technicity now. Thanks for the question. Because I had a sense that Laura needs to receive more empathy. So we'll meet also the previous question. She was needing more empathy from her mother, more sense of connection with Joyce. Carry on. Rediscovering the relationship, and my ear was open when Laura, you were sharing these things around consequences of I'm a bit tense to rename actually the story, but there was this, including myself, is like the interaction that you used to have, that you had in the past with your mother, was also creating a rupture in your own relationship with yourself. And so it's very interesting when you can move from I feel unhappy with you to, okay, there's something in me that I need to care for. Because when there is something, and the inner part, role play, is pointing that direction, I'm gonna reconnect with my own relationship with myself. And like I said before, this is the place where we have the most tremendous power. And here is just I'm expressing something on the shoulder of the elder before us, and to quote Gandhi when he says, "Be the change, be the change you want to be in the world." It means be the change, like in your own relationship, when you embody, this capacity to be unified with yourself, and then there is a tremendous power in it. And as long as this sense of separation is caused by the story I had with somebody else. It's a different, sorry, I was disturbed by the noise, but it's a different perspective. When I go back to my own self-care and self-love, this is the place where I have the most power about. And so, yes, so it's a lot of word. I hope it helps. Yeah, Magda?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I understand that this would be in the end the place that you would like to get to, but it's like important not to rush so that the
Yes.
person can first like really receive the empathy and be in the enough time in a place where they really feel vulnerable, and then slowly moving to the place of, let's say, more influence, as you said, no? Because like
Yeah.
the relation with ourselves, we have the most influence.
Yeah, okay, yes, I got you. Yeah, thanks for framing it that way. I'm afraid, to start to create like a kind of hierarchical dynamic. It's also, life is at stake. There's this tendency we want to put things into boxes, but let's be clear, life is untamable. We just, it came out. It could have been a possibility to go into inner role play. When it happens, it's beautiful. But yeah, I'm a bit scared about, putting things into boxes. But yeah, but you were right. The key point, not rushing. Yes. And like, what was the question around how we know that we have received enough empathy? And yes, it's like, yeah, slowing down and the body integration, it's a different movement than our brain. So yes. Okay, sorry, it's a lot of word.
Did I say something?
You just did?
Yeah. Could I say something more?
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to. I didn't plan this. I'm just like popping into this. Thank you, Laura, so much. I just want to tell everybody, or just I just want everybody to know that I'm super thankful for this kind of work. I have here my little son. He's 6 months old, and he's basically that it was possible for me to get him is basically the result of this kind of work that has been done. I'm working with Corey regularly, and so not with Pierre, but it's a similar kind of type of work. And yeah, it's in the long term. It's for me. It's not just been. It's not just. It's a big thing to feel differently and to feel things open up and to be able to breathe more, and but also like my life is something else now than I could have dreamed would have been possible. So I just want to like take this possibility to celebrate this type of work and what it can do. And yeah, uh, I'm just so enthusiastic. Go and do whatever workshops are possible to register for with Pierre and Corey. Because this is just so amazing what this work can do. This was not very NVC. I'm just like bubbling up in kind of wolf terms, expressing gratitude here. But yeah, I'm just really, I'm just really thankful. I'm thankful to both of you. So for this workshop and for the bigger picture. So thank you, Pierre and Corey.
Yeah. If it was not that NVC, then actually you have opened up the heart of Corey, because I sense that she feels really, really deeply touched right now.
Yeah, and it's like this is just a natural resource, this type of work. I'm just like, yeah, I'm very passionate about it, and I just want to.
Yeah.
Like, scream to the world how much can happen with this type of work. So I was just taking this opportunity to scream a little bit to the world how much is possible.
And I'm very glad you did. And I'm just curious because I hear what you express also. I'm curious to open up the space for Corey is hosting, but are you eager to show up and just because I see your emotions and that you are touched, and I'm wondering if it could be some meaning in sharing your experience right now, and if it's not, it's okay.
Yes, I can.
Can I say yeah?
Yes, you want to say something first?
Yeah, can I say something more? Like, I got aware that Corey, like, like opening up, and I was just like, I can write testimonials. I can write 40 testimonials for you. It's like, I just want everybody to know how brilliant this is and how much can happen in your life. Yeah.
I want to say something.
Sorry.
Can I also say something?
Yeah, sure. I mean, just to care one minute, because I mean, Corey was popping up. Who's talking?
Corey.
Sorry. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
So I go first, Else, and then you. Is it fine for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really touched that you show up. I find it. First of all, I'm surprised, like, oh, you're here, and then to see you, and also I guess the bravery also it takes to pop in and to share your story, and also how much this work means to me. I guess when you express it, I connect to the love also that is there in this space of work and also with you. So, and yeah, and to be cherished, to be seen, it's nourishing the heart right now. Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Yes, just what to resonate with what Schwab, thank you so much. I mean, ever since it was a love shower for Corey as well. And yeah, I'm glad actually that the space is there. And it's like midwife work, It's like it's just supporting life to manifest itself on the planet. And I was sharing this spirit around shamanism and Buddhism and interdependency during the afternoon we shared together. And basically that's what we do when we reconnect in oneself to this life force. And as we are, part of the whole, something different is manifesting itself on the planet. Well, when we accomplish this in each of us. And yeah, actually, I recently created a Telegram channel whose title is I've designed some kind of a brand, but actually it's coming from Robert Gonzalez, and it's incandescence, and it's definitely related to firing the soul, because there was a question asked to this beautiful NVC teacher about how he would perceive social change. And the last thing he said, I said the last because it was the last time I saw him alive, and after COVID, he died, not from COVID, but he died. And to this question, how he would perceive social change, he was answering that if there is not much more soul on fire, not that much will happen. And so I took it in actually very deeply in my heart, and I create this brand, and also there's a YouTube channel associated with it, Incandescence. And it's like when we connect to this life force inside that we let the life flow, the life force flowing again in us, then we connect to this wider picture where we belong to something bigger than ourselves. And in a sense, it's huge. And our society, I mean, that's my assumption, but desperately need it. We need to do this work. it's mandatory. I mean, it's our duty as human being to fully open our heart. And God, it's really the path is long, you know. I mean, it's what we did with Eulora, it's huge, but it's also there's so many things that need care and restoration in our collective consciousness. The space we share together is hyper privileged, I found, you know. So well, I don't put more words. Thank you for showing up, honoring this. Yes. Very welcome to do some testimonial. Okay, I have a sense it's already the time is running. You want to share? Well, because the name is iPad Van Ice, but your name is not.
Yeah.
Is Van Ice.
Else.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No.
I recognized a lot in this. I had a father, and I also couldn't be myself, and it was so. I felt so much release in my head and in my body, in here, and it's like I'm a lot of lighter. And you did it with her for her mother, but for me it was working for me and my father. And I really want to thank you to do this together. Yes. Yeah. Important work.
Yeah. Thanks. Yes. Thanks for yeah. Okay. I see I have a need right now. I mean, I want to take you in also, but what you share is like I said at some point, Laura, what you are doing also is also touching the collective, you know. And the deeper we go into intimacy, the paradox is also we're reaching something universal. And actually you illustrating this.
Yeah.
Van else then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really felt it here. And yeah, in my head, and it's like energy is it's more open.
Yeah. Thanks for naming. I would like to receive. I'm jumping into being egoistic. I'd like to have one feedback about what I just shared before. If somebody is resonating with what I shared around this work and that it's mandatory, and I would like to have a sense of how it lands, you know, to feel the ground of earth, and you know, if anybody feels like giving me some echo, I can live without it. It's okay, but
I give you a really short one.
Okay.
You said the truth. And then I can leave the space for somebody else to express.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well. So I say the truth. Okay. That's something I was not too expecting. But okay. Cool. Thank you. Okay, Corey, you're the host. You're the organizer. So just to be clear, if you want to carry on. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. It's been a long way. Yeah, thank you. If it gives you hope, it touched my heart too, actually, because okay, wow. Yeah, it's been a long way. I started this path at the age of 20 years old, and it's been more than 25 years. And gathering nuggets, it's yeah. It's like I receive a love shower too, Corey.
Yes.
Gathering nuggets, it takes some inner work also to yes. So to be clear, if you want to carry on this journey, I mean, I want also to share the possible spaces. I mean, we're gonna share a workshop together with Corey. It's a very reasonable price because it's like 5 sessions. It's 3 hours time. We spend more than 1.5 hours. We made like a friendly early bird price around 150, which is then 30 euro per workshops of 3 hours. And yeah, and so this is also a space to be possibly to dive deeper on the long run, and not a one shot, and something also that can last longer, and having a sense of creating this group dynamic spirits, and also having spaces where consciousness rising can be born. And so anyway, if you want, you're very welcome. But I like to share it. It's not just, I mean, we need to work also, and we need to deal also with our own professional activity. And I like also to frame it that it can be something that people might use and enjoy. So it's existing. It will be from the 17th March on Monday evening for the Building Strong Relationship workshop, and for the Grief Power workshop that I will facilitate. It's on the Tuesday, the 18th. And yeah, my YouTube channel, that's a good point. It's like, basically it's YouTube Incandescence, but I can do it. I mean,
Incandescence, is it or what?
Yeah, but it's difficult to find this YouTube channel because I don't know. There is a perfume from Avon that's name is Incandescence, and but I share it anyway. And yeah, very welcome to meet my channel. So yes, so those 2 workshops. Anyway, it's just I talk about it because I guess yes, we can have a lot of fun and depth, and it's nice also to offering other spaces to dive in and to, I don't know, healing, but yeah, reconnecting to this life force. So it was really cool. I was not expecting. It's the first year I offered this session, and I guess I will do it again because that's really, I had a sense really like what the potential of nonviolent communication, presence, self-connection can really provide. And yeah, life is short, so let's set our soul on fire. Corey.
Yeah, thank you. I take over. I want to thank Laura again also for her showing up and sharing, and also like, yeah, what Pierre was sharing, doing the collective work, not just for your own, it's bigger. And thank you, Pierre, so much for also your courage to show up like this and hold the space. And yeah, I guess I'm not sure if I would do it. Let's see. Yeah, so I find it's brave to do it in a group dynamic. So thanks for being here, and for the depth and meaning you provide. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's late. I guess we can close the room. Maybe you can also turn on your microphone and have a collective good night or good morning or whatever is appropriate for you. And sending some love to each other. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye. Thank you and good night.
Gute Nacht.
Thank you so much. Yeah, what an amazing experience. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at these workshops that you're running. Yeah, I would love to do more of this work. Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. I don't know who was talking because I don't see.
Oh, that was Laura. That was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
oh, but we know each other. Okay, cool.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
sure.
much. Yeah, thank you.